So how do we do that? How do we calm ourselves down? How do we relax ourselves? How do we reduce the levels of stress hormones that are flooding through our bodies and brains? Well, if you've been watching anything I've been talking about, you can probably guess I'm going to talk about the power of breathing to calm the nervous system. And I want to reiterate, I've talked about this before several times. Breathing, consciously controlling our breath is not some kind of new age, woo, spirituality bullshit. This is physiology. This is an understanding of how our bodies worked, backed by peer-reviewed research. If you want to learn more about this, there's a book I've talked about several times in the past, The Healing Power of the Breath, by two medical doctors, two MDs, two psychiatrists, Richard P. Brown and Patricia L. Gerbag. So it's The Healing Power of the Breath. The subtitle is Simple Techniques to Reduce Stress and Anxiety, Enhance Concentration, and Balance Your Emotions. So again, this is not new age spirituality. This is science. This is medicine. This is a way that we can directly, everyone can directly reduce stress in our bodies, reduce those levels of stress hormones so that we can act calmly and rationally, make wise, useful decisions. So I've talked about this before, but I think it's worth mentioning again. But the reason that breath works to calm down the brain is because there are a whole bunch of nerves that go from the body up to the brain. So the body is constantly giving information to the brain. And this directly influences the state of the activation level, the stress level of the body, the feedback of the brain. So the feedback coming from the body has a direct role on the state of the nervous system. And in particular, the brain pays a whole lot of attention to the information coming from the respiratory system because breathing is so vital for life. We die within, I think, under a minute. Most people will die without oxygen, or within a few minutes. So breathing is vitally important to us. And so the brain pays a lot of attention to the signals coming from the nervous system. And when we consciously direct our breath, when we consciously breathe in a slow, relaxed manner, it sends signals to the brain saying the body is calm and relaxed. So in the brain, so that these signals, these calming, soothing signals from the lungs, from the body up to the brain, tell the brain that it's okay to relax. If your brain is getting all this information from the body, that the body is calm, relaxed, and breathing slowly, breathing controlled, then the brain starts to figure out, oh, maybe I'm not actually under as much stress as I think I am. Maybe I don't need to keep pumping out all the stress hormones into the brain. But if the body is calm and relaxed and breathing slowly, breathing in a controlled manner, then the brain starts to realize that doesn't need to be so stressed out, doesn't need to keep producing these stress hormones. So breathing is one highly effective technique to directly influence the state of our nervous system, to directly calm and relax the nervous system. And so let's practice that right now. Let's practice an example of calming the body through breathing. Now, if you ever find yourself in a state where you're really triggered, really freaked out, like breathing really scared, really wired, your heart is pounding, breathing rapidly, a really useful breathing technique in this situation is to try to extend the exhales as long as possible. So I've talked before about one of my favorite breathing techniques is equal inhales and equal exhales. Inhaling to count to 5 and exhaling to count to 5. And that's a good technique for most situations. But if you find yourself in a situation where you're really stressed out, like I said, heart is pounding, you're feeling like a frantic caged animal, that's the time to consciously lengthen the exhales as much as possible. So we can practice that right now. Let's close our eyes, settle into the body once more. Notice your feet, notice your hips, notice your torso. And you can do this when you're freaked out as well. Tap in, connect with the body, ground into the body. Then start to deepen your exhale. So you can take a natural inhale. Then exhale as slowly as possible, lengthening that exhale as long as possible. And when you really drag out the exhale, so you just kind of slowly, almost whistling air out at the end, you'll start to feel in a really long, prolonged exhale, you'll feel the body start to slow down. You'll feel the heart start to slow down. Then when you inhale, it'll speed back up again, things will activate. So take a natural inhale. And again, exhale slowly as possible, lengthening exhales as much as possible. And over time, the exhales will get longer and longer. The heart rate will lower, will keep lowering and lowering. So we can practice that right now. So take a natural inhale. And exhale slowly. And keep exhaling slowly. Just allow it, the exhale to drag out. You'll feel you become hyper aware of the body. You'll feel the heart slow down. You can't take it anymore. And inhale. Take a natural inhale. Then repeat. Slowing down the breath. Slowing the exhale. Inhale, and you feel the urge. Then exhale slowly again. Lengthening the exhale as much as possible. Let's continue this for a few minutes. Just inhaling naturally, taking a long, slow exhale. Even if you're not stressed now, just practice this now and feel the effect it has on slowing down the heartbeat so that when you are stressed, it's a natural, it feels familiar. You know that you can calm yourself down. And over time, you'll notice how those extended exhales do calm the body, triggers the parasympathetic nervous system to lower the heart rate, switch from fight and flight to relax and digest. When you're ready, you can allow your breathing to return to normal. Bring your awareness back into the room, back to this video. So that's just one tool at our disposal to calm ourselves down, to pull ourselves out of the animal state and start acting like conscious, rational human beings. So that's it for our time together today. Hope this has been useful, informative, helpful. So we can all do our part to bring more rational, conscious thinking to the world, to our society. By each of us taking responsibility for our own actions, for our own mental state, calming ourselves down and bringing calm, rational, human thought into our day-to-day interactions. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.